When the sun came up this morning,
Bill Dance Outdoors, brought to you in part by Daiwa. In fishing, there's Daiwa and a school of imitators. By Ranger Boats, we still build them one at a time. By Original Fish Formula, the world's most advanced scent technologies. By Keeper Bait Company's incredible Dance's Eel and Dance's Craw. And by Strike King Lure Company, manufacturers of the world's #1 spinner baits.
that I might learn to give. Today is mine.
Every time you go fishing, you have to guess where to set your drag. If you guess right, you get a fish dinner. If you guess wrong, the fish eats your lunch. But now there's AccuSet from Daiwa. It's got a spring scale built right into it that lets you set a perfect drag. And when you can dial in a perfect drag, you can figure on one thing: more fish.
Here are 4 new quality Strike King products that will definitely help every fisherman. Our new double willow leaf spinner bait with a tremendous amount of flash and vibration. A new cackle buzz that offers a unique sound never before heard by Mr. Bass. And this year, all Strike King lures are available with a new wide cut skirt made of non-sticking material. Plus, we have 2 sensational new lightning tip colors.
I personally guarantee when you use these new Strike King products, it'll help you catch more fish.
The human eye views light in remarkable ways, but often there's more to what meets the eye. For behind the scenes at Ranger, there's a unique commitment to quality which begins long before a boat is built. It starts before the daily inspection of each mold in production. It even precedes the constant testing and evaluation of raw materials. Where the quality commitment does begin is with the ongoing dedication to extensive research, because some things just aren't worth compromising. At Ranger, the focus is on quality.
Fishermen, take a look at the newest addition to the Dance family of hydrofoam lures, the incredible Dance's Craw.
It's an offering that bass simply can't refuse, and here's why. Look at the natural lifelike action. This rascal is as close to a live crawfish as anything I've ever seen, and there's a color available to match every season. Now, you really want some super action? Make it smell and taste alive with Fish Formula Crawfish. The incredible Dance's Craw and Fish Formula Crawfish. It's a combination that really works.
Meet Bill's fishing partner for today, Dr. Lauren Hill, chairman of the zoology department at the University of Oklahoma. Dr. Hill is well known in fishing circles everywhere for his inventions. The popular pH monitor, a device for measuring the acid and alkaline content of water. The incredible color selector for determining the correct color of lure to use under prevailing conditions. The new combo selector, which measures pH, lure color, and water temperature. And a new digital version, multi-selector. Dr. Hill has recently developed still another unusual new product which is sure to be of tremendous interest to fishermen everywhere. The fishing tree. You heard me right. The fishing tree. What is it and how does it work? Let's watch.
Okay, ready to bring on up. But I got the last one on there. All right, how many more rocks does the ballast take?
I think we're okay.
Huh?
Let me put one more in there.
All right, this is the 5th one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't knock me out.
Go on down, man. Here. Go down slowly.
Let me be sure, wait a minute.
Right depth there.
I'm coming up right on the edge of the channel, right here. The other 4 right in line, right here.
Okay, that's perfect. Now just watch where that thing floats and watch those leaves come up. See that? Look at all the canopy that's making out there. See those holes in the leaves there, Bill?
Uh-huh.
See, I let light beams penetrate down in there.
There you go.
Watch it. There she goes. It'll go right on down. And that ballast will hit the bottom there. that tree will float right straight up.
Why do you make all the colors? Like you got white, you got white, you got green, you got red.
Okay, what we've done, we've taken really 4 colors, Bill. We've got green, gray, red, and a dark black. Those are the 4 colors that appear very prominently from the surface down to 30 feet in clear, stained, and muddy water. So it's real important that you put something out that fish can see and they're attracted towards it. And also then, if you relate to, for example, weed beds, you fish them all summer long, they're green, the fish hold into them, and then in the fall they start to turn brown, they move away. So you don't want something in there brown. It looks like a real aquatic plant with great big leaves.
You know, they did a study with 14 Southeast universities on fish attractors. And of course, these were stake beds and a variation of tires or whatever they do. They pile in there, cedars or pines or whatever. But they did it on Lake Barkley, Kentucky. And what they found out, that as far as areas that really attracted fish, they yielded 575 pounds of fish per acre of water that had fish attractors. Versus 4 pounds to the acre that didn't have
Isn't that amazing?
fish attractors.
Yeah.
So there's no question that fish attractors work. Now some will work better than others, but you take this, for instance. Okay, you see how fish position themselves around it.
That's so important, Bill.
It floats, the buoyancy factor. You know, it floats up there with the balances there. Of course, you have 4-foot extensions. You can put it in 4 feet to extend up 4 feet
8,
off the
12,
bottom.
16, 20, whatever you want.
Whatever height you want it to go.
Yeah.
But some of the advantages, it's perfect. It's a permanent or temporary use around boat docks or any other type of lake structure, like secondary points, channel points, flat ledges, you know, long extended flats that break off that are barren of cover. The ice fishermen up north, it'll be an ideal thing for them.
They're gonna love it.
To fish under the ice. It's ideal for farm ponds, private lakes, and a comment that you made, it definitely improves fish growth, reproductivity.
Whenever you create habitat, you're going to improve the fishery.
Well, what you can do, you can create your own honey holes in areas of the lake. You can submerge this type stuff in areas that are barren of cover and or very little cover, and it's unbelievable what it'll do.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Well,
I really am. I won't kid you, I am. I'm very much impressed.
I'm really pleased with it. It's amazing what it'll do.
All right, let me ask you something. You know, wood attracts and holds periphyton. All right, what will these leaves do? Will they say periphyton, will it adhere to the leaves or?
Yeah, good question. What we've done, we've put a reticulated surface finish on the leaves, which really promotes the growth of algae and small animals, which collectively is called periphyton. That's the same finish that you have on those rotary wheels in water treatment plants.
That's the phyto and the zooplankton.
Yeah, right. And so, yes, it will promote that growth. In fact, we have been able to observe in warm weather conditions that the periphyton will start growing in less than 6 days.
Okay. Now, how does that benefit the fishermen? I know it would benefit a farm pond.
See, it benefits the fishermen in that it attracts forage fish like minnows, shad, and so forth. Will come in and forage on this periphyton, then the game fish come around. So you're absolutely right. That is another important component.
So your small bass will feed off the zooplankton on there, the microscopic organisms that are there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your shad being filter feeders, they'll feed off the phytoplankton.
They'll just come and graze on those leaves. You're absolutely right.
Well, you know, fish are attracted to cover, regardless if the water's clear, if it's stained, if it's murky, or even if it's muddy.
You're exactly right. And muddy water fish are even object-oriented. You say there's a big crappie in this lake?
Yeah, that's
I'll be back in 1 week, and I want to show you what that fishing reel will do. Hey, you got one, Bill?
Yeah.
It's a good fish. Was he off that point out there?
He came right off the right side of the cover.
Man, that's a dandy.
Easy now. I want to lift him up this little light rod.
I can imagine. Looky there, that thing is beautiful.
Pink.
Pink is it. Isn't that something? That's a big crappie.
So go back to his top and watch it.
There he goes.
Say thank you.
Well, I can just sink away.
Yeah. Can you feel the tree there?
I missed it. You know what's amazing to me? That your hooks don't hang in it. It just climbs right on through those big
You
leaves.
can't. See, we did a lot of testing on trying to design the tree whereby you wouldn't get lures hung up in it.
Uh-huh.
And you can try, I'm talking about 50 times, and you can't do it.
I felt it the time before when I caught the fish.
You can use a jig, you can use a crankbait, anything through that tree.
8 and 9 and 10.
It's right on the edge there.
That was the length. Whew, I hit the tree.
Well, you better be careful, because they're around it. Obviously.
I bet you could probably take a big old crankbait with all those hooks on it and just crash it right through there.
Right through it, just power it right through there, Bill.
Come on with him, you got him. Feel heavy?
Oh, yeah, he's heavy. See, look at him.
It's so pretty.
I'm going the other way. I'll see y'all later. Good gosh. Look at that. Come here.
Say hello.
Now, isn't that something? Touch that.
Look how thick he is across the back.
Oh, I know it. Isn't that a beautiful fish?
Yeah, but you talk about your big fillets. Turn his dorsal toward me. His dorsal, up and down. See how thick that fish is right through here?
Yeah.
Well, you talking about some good fillets.
Oh, that is fantastic. Tipped off the tree.
You just let it drop?
Yeah, he's right on it. Unbelievable. Look at that thing. Okay. I'll see you later. Isn't that a nice fish? Golly, that's exciting.
On light tackle like that, it is fun.
Oh, man. I've got to get this line straightened
You may
out.
have a little bit too much on there.
I think I do.
You fly fishing?
I'm trying to get this line straightened out.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm ready. There he goes, Bill. Another one.
Look at here. I don't see any under him.
That is beautiful. Now, those are big crappie, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
You know where the weight on it. Look here, going again. Whoa.
Oh, my God.
He's barely hooked, too. It's fun, just almost fun watching him swim underwater here as it is catching.
I believe it. Look
Come
at
on.
that dude.
Come on. Come on. I'll show you a big crappie with it.
I'm telling you, that is fantastic.
Look how thick that fish is right there.
Yeah. See, coming on through here, Bill? And he-
Yeah, excuse me, did you feel the tree?
Yeah, I felt the tree. Now I feel a big fish. Is that okay? Can you see him?
Yeah, I seen.
Look at that. Oh, yeah, he's a lot bigger than I thought. Wait a minute. Don't go back out. Come on back.
I guess you get them up there, they see the boat or they see your face, and that's what scares them.
Come here. See, look at there. He's nice. Whoops. I need to control that reef.
There's more people that fish for that fish right there.
Oh, gosh.
Percentage-wise, what's the, I bet you in most parts of the country, especially the southeast,
Mm-hmm.
for every one bass fisherman you got 10 fishermen that fish for crappie or panfish.
10 or even 20. I believe it. Isn't that a magnificent fish? Well, let's watch him take off there. Come here. Now, yours always comes back to you. Come here. Mine doesn't. Why? Now, that's my spot, Bill. Now, get over there, Steve.
Now, we've got 5 trees right up through there, don't we? 4?
Starting right out here, right up to that
How many did we
point.
put out there, 4 or 5?
5.
Now, the shallowest one on the right end comes up to about 5 feet of the surface, and the one way out here on the far one on the left is about 10 feet of the surface.
And they're holding somewhere around about 7 or 8 feet where I think they've been hitting. They're right off that ridge. Hey, Bill. That's gonna be another big one?
Big one.
You outfit. Another big one.
I cannot tell, but he's pulling good.
You certainly can't sing, though.
Woohoo,
That. It
yeah.
is a nice fish. Look
There he
Oh,
goes.
gosh. Yes, you're right. Those are magnificent. I can't believe the size
Well,
of
you
them.
know, I'll tell you what's so pretty. When they go down,
Uh-huh.
watch this. Go down.
Bill.
Oh, calm down, baby. My time.
Gee whiz. Isn't that fun?
Yes, it is.
That is fun.
That's it.
Get it down in there. Hey, I got one, Bill.
Good night. Is that a bass?
I don't know. It's a good fish. Well, I don't know. Let me get him in. Yep. I'll just kind of let him go around, swim around. Look at that. Whoa! Come on back here.
You are just like a kid.
Oh, I love it. Now, come back in here.
Talk to him, talk to him, talk to him.
Come here. Get here. Oops. Come here. See that nice dude there?
Got it, didn't he?
Oh, he took that dude fast. Isn't he nice? Take on off.
Dunk.
Thunk. Is that
He
a
just went
thunk or is that a fish?
Hey, look out there. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Gonna break water. Gonna break water. Got his little mouth wide open.
Look at it. Yeah. Nice crappie. Not a big one, but it's a nice crappie.
Little guy.
Man, he's not bad
Say,
at all.
See ya.
There he goes.
You know, you're talking about the color.
Mm-hmm.
There is no question in my mind, I mean, no doubt whatsoever, how important that unit right there is.
What, the combo selector?
Yeah, as far as color.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, now you've got it with the pH, and you've got it with temperature, and you've got all units built into one. But the importance of color, how much it can help not only the avid fisherman, but the beginner alike.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely
I mean,
right.
the product really, really works. And if that sounds like a commercial, so be it. It's a good product.
Well, it does make all the difference in the world. I'm talking about
You did.
all kinds of species.
You,
Wherever in the
you
country.
did good, Lauren.
Do what?
You did good when you invented that little deal.
Well, let me catch another fish or two here, and then we'll talk about it.
You really did, boy. I'm not kidding you. You ever seen somebody
Wait a minute,
crochet?
sir. There he is, right there.
Ha ha.
See, look at that boy. Come here.
Uh-huh.
That is a black crappie. Come on. Come here. Yeah.
Let's see.
See that?
He's black.
He's black.
Still is black.
Take off.
Look at him just sink.
He doesn't know where to go.
I guess they do get disoriented, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It's kind of like somebody, you sitting down, biting into an ear of corn, somebody jerking you across the table and through the window and up through a bunch of treetops.
Where am I now?
And then when they flip you back up against the house, you don't know where you are.
I can understand how that would happen. That's right. So there are black crappie in here for sure. What, we caught 2 or 3?
Uh-huh. Well, I had my bait.
Boy, it's a pretty day. It's pretty out here last
There
week.
we go.
You got another?
Yeah.
Good. Here he comes. Look at him. He's moving fast, Bill.
Get him way out there. I don't know how they can swim with their mouth wide open. If I tried to do that, I'd drown. You ever noticed it? Look at that, breakwater.
Rico. Now, is that what he's got there?
I got a black one.
Another black. Yeah, sure do.
Open your mouth, you do.
Sure do.
Can you not believe I can't put my hand in his mouth? Put my thumb in his mouth? Oh, be easy.
How deep was he when he took that, you think?
About 8. Yeah. 8 to 9 feet. He just tried to swallow it, just about.
Did he?
I don't want to hurt him.
It is funny they're swimming with their mouth open when they're coming right into the boat, isn't it?
Yeah. Where am I?
Yeah, that's nice fish.
I like that.
You do what, Bill?
I like that. You know what I bet you could do?
What?
I guarantee you could take a bottle of this and take you an ice pick and punch some holes in it. And just throw it out where you've got the treetops, and it would constantly emit.
I guarantee you that's a great idea.
You could. You could just take the
could.
bottle and
Sure.
punch it, you know, put you a bunch of little holes in it and just sink it down. You know, you could tie it to the tree as far as that goes and it would be constantly, you know, it'd ooze out of there for ages.
Yeah, well, even the trunk is hollow. You could almost just stick that bottle inside the trunk. See, that's hollow. It's just about that size.
I guarantee it'd work.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's a good idea.
It would attract fish.
Yeah.
Although the tree's doing a pretty good job without it right now, but
well, I guarantee
it would hold
supplement
fish
each other. Well,
do what?
sure. It's a total natural. It really is.
absolutely
Lures. A more recent addition to the arsenal of angling is the so-called crankbait, so named because of the manual cranking process employed to retrieve them. Within this broad category of lures, one can find a multitude of design options. Which one to select for which set of circumstances can certainly be perplexing. However, in-fisherman educator Al Lindner helps to strip away the mystery as he confronts crankbait confusion head-on.
We're going to explain to you when to use balsa versus hard plastic. When to use a bait that doesn't have any sound in it versus a bait that has sound in it. When to use a natural finish like this crawfish color versus one that is a color that really doesn't even look like a natural thing to fish, yet catches a lot of fish. The importance of lip shape and size. A deep diving lip like this versus a shallow running lip like this.
Crankbaits produce largemouth bass darn near all season long. From shortly after ice out to darn near ice up, if you live in a part of the country like I live in where you get such things as ice. You'll see where I'm driving this rod tip down into the water. What I'm trying to do here is buy an additional 1.5 to 2 feet more out of the bait. This is a good tip to remember. It'll help you take smaller running baits and get a little more depth with them. There's a fish. Now here's one of the problems with crankbaits. Look close, watch close. Nice fish coming up. Now look at this. Hanging on, you see that bait fly out of his mouth? Now this happens pretty regular with crankbaits. It doesn't happen with plastic worms, jigs, or spinner baits, but it's a regular happening with crankbaits, but it goes with the territory. Some of the most important things to remember in crankbait fishing is first of all the color of the bait you're going to use. Now these are general rules of thumb, but pay attention to them. If you're fishing clear water, Your natural finishes, such as crappie patterns, bluegill patterns, shad patterns, crawfish patterns, will produce a lot of fish. If you're in darker or stained water conditions, real offbeat colors like combinations of florals will tend to outproduce natural finishes. What about size? Well, again, these are general rules of thumb, but they're important. Early in the season, smaller crankbaits, such as quarter-ounce crankbaits, will produce more fish than big crankbaits. As the summer progresses and you get in early fall, when most of the food sources grow and are bigger crankbaits like a ½ ounce and up will produce more fish. Depth is determined by the shape of the lip on a crankbait. A long, wide crankbait naturally drives a bait deeper. A short, fat crankbait lip will keep a bait running shallower and give it a little more zigzag action. The body shape of a crankbait is something most bass fishermen never really take into consideration. Generally speaking, the alphabet type baits, which are round and fat, are made to be used in cooler water and slower presentations, which goes with cold water fishing conditions. The real thin type crankbaits are made to be fished considerably faster and are more productive in warm water. A little bit more on this later. Now here's another important thing to remember. Balsa, which is very buoyant, will produce more largemouth bass in summer on a crank and stop retrieve than molded plastic will. Neutral buoyant baits like molded plastic baits will produce more largemouth bass in cold water. Last but not least, pay close attention to the diameter, or in other words, the pound test line that you're using. When you're fishing smaller crankbaits, like early in the season, you stay with light line, like 10 or 12 pound test at best. Later in the year, when you go to real big crankbaits, you can start fishing 14, 17, 20, or even 25 pound test line if the conditions call for it. Remember, pound test line can hinder the action of a bait or give it good action. So pay attention to line diameter. Let's touch on the high points one more time. Natural finishes, like this bait on the bottom, a crawfish pattern, pretend to produce more fish in clear water conditions. The bait on the top, a combination of fluorescent colors, tend to be more effective in dark, dirty water situations. Size and depth are two important factors. Smaller baits are more productive early in the season, big baits late in the season. Shallow running lips like this will keep a bait shallower. Deeper diving lips naturally will drive it deeper. Shape, a very important thing to remember. Round fat baits like this Big O produce more fish in cold water when you can fish the bait slow and it gives a wide wobble. Thin crankbaits like this are made to be fished considerably faster and are more productive in warm water.
While creeping along with a trolling motor and pounding the edge of a weed line with a crankbait may be one excellent way to take bass, in-fisherman writer-producer Larry Dahlberg aptly demonstrates that there are surely other ways, even ways by accident.
But today, I'm going to fish for panfish out in this lily pad flat. I'm going to fish with this little caddis fly, which is a real common insect out here. Sunfish aren't real selective, but this really kills them as it dives underneath the water. Some of the equipment that I have here might look unusual to you. Primary is this pair of polarized sunglasses, which lets me look into beneath the surface of the water and spot these little fish under the pads or in little nests. This float tube enables me to float up above the very soft bottom. It keeps them getting all gooky and getting stuck. A pair of waders on to protect me from the weeds and the slime. I've got a funny-looking pair of fins here that'll be used to propel me around. Let's go catch some fish.
To most people, fly fishing automatically means trout. Nothing could be further from the truth. Large and smallmouth bass, northerns, even muskies are fair game with a fly rod. But the best way to get acquainted with fly